Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sociology Analytica. This is Pooja Prasanna, your sociology faculty. So today I'm going to take up the last question under Thinkers chapter and specifically Mead's chapter. So the question is pretty simple. It's a previous year question. Self and society are twin bond. Self and society is a twin bond. It's a statement which is given by Mead. Explain the statement of Mead. See, even if they don't ask explain the statement of Mead, it has to be understood from your end that this is a statement which is purely given by Mead. Okay. See, in fact, what Mead says is that self and society are twice born. They co-create each other. So this is the whole statement what is given by Mead. In case if you don't know also, that is totally fine. In case if you have read this somewhere in any of the textbook, you can write the whole of the statement. That is, self and society are twice born. They co-create each other. That is, so society. What does this mean? They co-create each other. It simply means that self creates society. At the same time, society creates self. That is, they both need each other. Okay. Self creates society. Self creates society. They co-create. And society creates self. So this is what you have to write in this answer. Okay. This is what you have to write in this answer. So again, see, for this particular concept, especially when it comes to G.H. Mead, see, G.H. Mead, you study very small topic. Okay. That is I, me, self, I, me. This is what you will be studying. Okay. So the thing is, in G.H. Mead, almost everything is connected. Okay, everything is connected. Whatever he talks, social action, significant others, generalized others, play stage, game stage, self, almost whenever he talks, almost each and everything is sort of interconnected. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to pick points very carefully, and you have to jot down that. Because a lot of times what happens, students just know there is only one content, and they don't know exactly which content to put and which content not to put. Okay, but if you understand the question, then you must be it will make you easy for which content to take into consideration. Okay, so now let's start with the answer. So what he says that there is an organic link and indissoluble connection between self and society. There's an organic link. This is what I said. That is, self, in order for the development of self, we need society. Okay, because there is already a pre-existing roles in the society. Okay, and for the society to continue, for the society to sustain, what is also required? Self is required, because self keeps on interpreting and reinterpreting. Self keeps on making new meanings, new meanings as the time goes. So this is also reflected in the society. So there is an organic link between self and society. This is what he says. And then Mead studies self in two ways. Okay, first he'll try to understand self as individual. Okay, he'll first try to understand self as an individual using his I concept or significant others concept, and then he'll try to understand social self as a social concept or a social aspect using his me concept or generalized others. So your social, that is as a social concept. In generalized others, who comes under generalized others? All the community people, isn't it? All the community members, your other people, your school, college faculties, this etc., all people in your class, all these are generalized others. They are there in the society. Okay, so whatever their norms and values are there. So sometimes what is this? It is a reflection of whose value? It is a reflection of societal value. So generalized others value is nothing but reflection of societal value. So whenever he studies self, he actually studies the social part of self from the generalized others. So you can just drop this comment, then we'll go to the next part. And he says he considers self is a self. He says self is considered as a social product. Okay, so self is not, it's not completely which is by yourself, that is meaning, motives, whatever it is there, it is not your inner meaning. Okay, see, some phenomenologists go on to tell that the whatever the self it is there, it is the inner product. Okay, but then Mead is telling it is not technically inner product, it is a social product. Why? Self reflects content of society. I in the yesterday's class, in yesterday's question itself, we did talk about this, isn't it? So in every society there will be pre-existing role. There will be pre-existing role identities will be there, and man has to take up this role identities. Man has to take certain role identity in order to survive in the society. So whatever man will be doing, it's man, the identity of man, that is self, is a social product altogether. So he will be abiding by to the societal roles. At the same time, he will also have freedom enough to shape his role. So blindly he will not be accepting the societal roles. by accepting societal role, whenever he wants to change the meanings and motives, he will keep on changing with that. So man is technically a active being. Man is technically active being, and also is a social product. Okay, next. So what he says, then he uses the concept of socialization. He says man is, again, whatever I just explained now, I've written in this slide. So man is not a passive process of learning and conforming to the other expectation. He's highly active and selective. He knows what to select. Okay, he knows what to select. For example, he knows whether to select from generalized others or whether to select from significant others. Okay, in what situation, which value he has to select, he will be knowing in entirety. So he's very active, he's very selective also. So he's not a passive being. Next, self is developed as individual grows in society and is developed through communication and interaction by both significant others and generalized others. Whatever I said now, it's the same thing. Understand? And the ability to make and the ability to take role of generalized others and evaluating from point of view of generalized is essential for self-abstract thinking and objectivity. So what is telling is that, see, if I'll just explain, if man keeps going only for significant others, or if man keeps only thinking of the I part, that only what he wants, then what will happen? Then sort of society will collapse. Okay, so sort of society will collapse. So man has to also, if for the society to sustain, okay, for a society to sustain and keep continuing, what man has to do? Man also has to have the ability to take the role of generalized others from one point to other point of time. Why? Because generalized others is a reflection of whose value system? It is a reflection of societal value system. Okay, so the more and more man takes up generalized others value system, so it is a reflection that of how society will be working. Did you understand? So it actually helps us to understand, have an abstract thinking and objectivity. That is, we can, this mean, though he's studying from social action perspective, but then he says we can still maintain objectivity. Why we can still maintain objectivity? Because if we understand whose value system is taking, generalized others, social or generalized others, or whose significant others, then on that basis we can easily understand what man is giving the meaning and motive. Did you understand? And also, see, when he talks about that man is being pushed by, when he says that man is a social product, so he will be guided by the social roles, just like in the previous slide I have talked. But then he also talks about one thing, that man is not extremely passive, man is active. And along that being active and selective, man also will be having multiple generalized others. That is, for example, so let's say you have a generalized others, like for example, your caste people, your caste community, your school community, your college community. Let's say you go to some dance class, the dance community. So you come across with multiple different set of people. So you come across with multiple different generalized others. So what will you do? You'll take few things. So if, let's say for someone you agree with one thing, you'll take from them. Okay, you'll agree with caste, you'll take something from them. You'll agree with something else from the college group, you'll take something from them. So a man is a collection of what? Collection of multiple generalized others. Did you understand? So man is a byproduct of society. At the same time, he's not a passive byproduct. Okay, he actively changes himself. He actively make himself throughout the society. Did you understand this, all of you? So basically in this question, what you have to do is how man is using, or how self has been created, from the society, how it has been generated. Okay, so this is what you have to write. I hope you understood this. So it's just a 10-marker question. You just have to write the summary of the Mead's concept of I, me, as well as self. If this is like more than sufficient for this answer. Okay, in case if you have any doubt, you can ask me, you can drop a text in the comment section, and tomorrow I'm gonna go with a new chapter altogether. Okay, I hope you don't have any problem. In case if anything is there, just drop a message in the comment section. Thank you so much.